Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here. After a bit of an absence, you may have seen this in other places, but I was in the hospital last week, and when it came time to do the challenge accepted video, or layout period, I was a little bit at a disadvantage. So I did this layout that you see here in the Project Life app on my phone, which took me probably 10 or 15 minutes. The challenge that Shannon and I accepted was the pink challenge at Inspired by Memories. It's part of the rainbow challenge they have going on the entire month of May, and we were up to the color pink. So I pulled the pink cards and a cute picture of my granddaughter Katie dressed in pink in one of my favorite pictures, because even though she has a straw sticking in her teeth, but between her teeth, you can see the beautiful luminous blue eyes that she has and that pretty little kind of curly hair. Anyway, I did this page and put it out there. Obviously, there was no video. So what I'm doing today is something I have never done before. I'm reworking a page I've already done, and to tell you, it's an idea I got while I was in the hospital, and I couldn't wait to get home to put it into practice. And what I'm going to do, what I did was I printed the layout twice, and I cut all of the cards, the pink pattern paper cards, out, leaving one sheet kind of looking like that. And behind, I fussy cut each one out, put a pink a sheet of foam to kind of raise it up a bit. Decided that a few layers of doily might cover this up nicely without obscuring it and allow me to put the title on in a little bit more attractively than that diagonal line across there. So, and I got one sheet of a Martha Stewart paper pad that I just picked up on sale on clearance at Michael's. And these flowers have the bright hot pink foil, and there's some green leaves that I also cut, and I'm just going to kind of place those around. What I've just decided to do as I placed these things on here is to distress them, maybe tear them a little bit. I'm using my distressing tool here, and I'll go through. It'll kind of distinguish them. It'll set them apart. I didn't want the foam underneath. Didn't want to raise them up so high that it obscured the photos of Katie. So, but I do kind of want them to stand out from the pattern underneath. What I should have done, maybe, is to print this this one that I was going to cut up a little bit smaller, maybe 11.5 by 11.5 instead of 12 by 12. That would have made these little squares a little smaller. So, and they'd kind of stand out. You'd see a little bit of what was underneath. So, okay, note to self for next time. In any case, I'm going to do this one. To make this one stand out a little bit, I'm going to put the stripes horizontally, whereas underneath they're vertical. And I'll maybe offset it just a tiny bit. There we go. And I'm going to embellish each of these, so what I'm doing with them now probably doesn't matter all that much. The idea I have is that each piece of paper would get embellished similarly, but not exactly the same. So wherever I place the flowers on one, I wouldn't place them on the other. Some flowers will have leaves, some flowers will not. I'm going to bend this up a little bit, kind of really get it distress looking, put a little tape on it, and get it up there. Again, kind of offsetting a little bit, but offsetting in a different direction than I did the others. Here, so let's see, how many of these do I have to do that I have to make you suffer through? And can I think of anything fascinating to say in between? I will say that my intent on this particular challenge is for the main color to be pink, but for there to be some accents around. So that's why we have the green leaves, and some of these polka dots will actually show through the doily. Okay, here we go. There's a nice frayed edge there. Kind of fray some more, make it glue on it, and I'm going to stick it in going in a different direction, and I'll offset it that way. Oh, not quite that much of an offset. Let me do that. Okay, and here there are also some other requirements, and before I went to the hospital, I printed all those requirements, and I can't find them on the table. What I'll do is I'll put them in the description of the when I load the video up, and if I'll make a deal with you. If there are any requirements that I haven't done on this video, I'll describe them, or I'll do a separate video. I honestly forget. I've kind of been involved in I've had my mind in a few other places. Okay, that looks good. Couple strips of tape, and I'm going to offset that a little bit to the right. And one more of these. I'm kind of thinking about putting some foam underneath the doily to lift it up. But I will need to put the title on it first. I've got a couple alphas here. This smaller gold alpha is what I thought I'd do pretty in, and then I thought I'd do the word pink in this pink kind of, that gold alpha is very orderly, all capital letters. This is kind of scripty in places and printy in other places, and I don't have an N, so I'll have to make one out of an M or V or something. So we'll get to that when we get to that. And and then I'll have some of the smaller flowers that are like unopened buds part there, and I'll have the big the bigger, more full flowers. Okay, there we go. And we'll put some tape on that. Let's see. There we go. I'll put it like that. Okay, those are all on there. Let me see if I can cut a piece of foam at the back of this, and if that actually helps. I like that, so I will plan to do that. But in the meantime, let's put the title on before we go any farther. I'm going to just put it anywhere because this is a circle and I can turn it to be even. I'm just going to line it up with the little circle there. Let's see, let me get all my letters out here. So wherever this ends up, I thought I was going to have to go about measuring or mount it on tape or something, but I'm lucky here that this is, I'm putting it on a circle that can be, and the circle isn't down there yet. So deciding to put that foam behind it probably saved me a lot of anxiety. Okay. Pretty in, and I do have an in this set. These capital letters and this particular size, I think this is a set called Anne. I feel like if I had a million sets of these, I'd never need any other alpha. Of course, I've said that about many alphas in the past. Okay, so we'll have it like that, and let me write pink on here. Okay, I have got these opened at the side like my good friend Shannon taught me at the retreat we attended together. Okay, let's see. We'll go this big P instead of the small scripty P. And I'm going to do it kind of offset in a way. I'm going to use this I with the dot. Now, I've got a U, and an upside down U is an N. All right, no funny business required. And then I've got a little scripty K that I think would look better than either of these two Ks. I love this set of thickers with all the different fonts. Okay, pretty in pink, and now I can take the flowers I was going to use there. Where did I wanted to do a flower here, and maybe one of the cut-off. Some of these flowers are sliced, they reach the edge of the page. So I thought I'd put one underneath and another one here. So I will go ahead and put the foam underneath here and get that centered just right. There. Then I'll glue this one flat underneath here. And then I'll take this and I'll pop it up on a large pop dot, and I'll kind of try to curl these, try to curl the petals up. Okay, I'll do that, and then I may add a leaf. Let's see if I can get one going just the right way. That's a nice leaf pattern. I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like this little stem on here. I'll cut that guy off, and then I can kind of angle cut that so that it's at a better angle. That's perfect. I will put a little bit of adhesive there. This can go slide under that bud and go like that. Okay, so we've got that. Now I just need to go placing the other flowers. This one is a whole flower, so it kind of fits nicely. But again, I think I like it popped up a bit. So I'm going to do that. And that'll be a couple layers of foam here, which is still fine, I think. We've got the foam underneath this layer. It gives it a lot of variety and dimension, which I think adds a lot to a page. So here's another whole flower, and I'm thinking maybe something like this, but with a leaf. And how do I want the leaf? Maybe I'll put this one here and have the leaf down this way. This leaf is cut off at that end, so I might hold back on it and do something like this. There we go. Okay, let me put that so you can see it. So I'll pop this up and I'll glue the leaf flat underneath it. I did not put a leaf on the other flower, and what I'll do is we'll kind of go through this and see if I have some leaves left that might add something to the look. Okay, there. This one is cut at the end, so what I kind of like to do in situations like that is use a layer flowers. These flowers are so large, they're on this page, they're not layerable. That's a note to self. The flowers could have been smaller, and I had some other flowers that I didn't have to fussy cut that were what might have been a better size, but I just loved the look of these. Let me go here, and I'll take a couple leaves, little different leaves from the ones I used before, and I'll use two. Let's see what we're doing. And I don't mind if that sticks up a little bit at the top. That'll just kind of poke out of the page protector. Let's see. Here's a whole one that could go kind of this way. Overall, that's, and let me see if I do, there's another whole one. If I do another one, that does not, to me, look too crowded. That was my concern, that it might look overdone. But when you start out with 6 copies of the same photo on a page, you're kind of broadcasting that you're not real concerned about overdoing anything. The overdoing is kind of the is sort of the plan. Okay, let's see. Do I do this leaf like that? Or do I use a smaller leaf? Maybe I can probably disguise, I can hide the flattened part of that right there. Okay, that's a little bit different placement. Let's see, I don't have a pop dot or a leaf here. I'm going to use 2 pop dots because I've gotten down to my smaller size. Okay, I do not want that hanging over the side because that will make it hard to put down into the page protector. So I'm going to move it a bit in. There we go. And I've got little things back there. Okay. And I'm going to insert a leaf. I've just got a few leaf bits left, and I'll do one there so that it has something. And I'm wondering if I can use this big one maybe here. That looks good, but what I want to do is pop it up on a pop dot. I'll have it down under the doily. It will have two levels of height. It'll be down under the doily there, and then there, and I have one leaf left. So it's gonna go here. I'll find a place that I like it. Maybe right. See, I can't do that. Okay, here we go. I'll do that. Okay, so this is a better late than never video of the remaking of my pink layout for the love of, or inspired by memories, rainbow challenge, and I'm trying to make sure everything is, while I'm talking to you, trying to make sure everything is stuck down, and it appears to be. So it has the same title, but it's in a very, it's much nicer to look at. I've somewhat obscured those bright colors there. I still have this yellow seal on here that that has the journaling card, and I left that as is. Left the photos they're printed on the background, and I raised up the pattern paper cards and used the doily in the center. So hope you enjoyed the video and get some ideas. I wouldn't suggest reworking very many layouts. It's not something I do as a rule, but this one I had a special reason. So better late than never, pretty in pink. Scrappy Kathy out.